there need a cup of coffee to keep you going, right? This is my ammunition for the day. Believe me, I'm not going to go through this entire barrel. I know the manager down at Starbucks sometimes do a few little things for him, and as a thank you, you get these big barrels of coffee. Now, I'll turn this into iced coffee if needed. So there's a few things, ladies and gentlemen, Scott Tucker's in the house. There's a few things that we need to set straight. There's a lot of misunderstandings out there, right? There's a lot of lies being pushed by Uber and Lyft regarding Proposition 22. And I want to shed some light here. Now, yesterday, Lyft and Uber did receive an emergency stay to continue California operations, right? By August the 25th, at 5 p.m., right? And they have to file their written consents to the expedited procedures within the order according to the judge's conditions for staying the preliminary injunction. If they do not do so, the injunction suspension will be lifted at 5 p.m. that day, right? It's very important to know. Now, the number one thing I want to set straight, and I am not fighting drivers that want to vote yes on 22. I fully understand you want all your independent contractor rights. But know this, right? The way Uber and Lyft have misled you to believe that you are a true independent contractor, that is where the problem lies. And that is the lie that the drivers buy into, or the Uber Eats delivery people buy into. And we got to set a few things straight. So when they say you have to be an employee under AB5, not true. Let me say that again. When they say you have to be an employee under AB5, that is not true. You are guaranteed rights of an employee. Uber and Lyft can still give you those rights under AB5, but don't want to do so, right? I want to read that again. It's very important. You have to be an employee under AB5. That's what they say. That statement is not true. You are guaranteed the rights of an employee. Uber and Lyft can still give you those rights under AB5, but don't want to. The second important one, you earn minimum wages under AB5, right? That's how they sell it. You're earning the minimum wage under AB5. Folks, again, that is not true. Under AB5, you are guaranteed a minimum per hour wage, but are free to earn more based on the trips you take, right? So under AB5, you are guaranteed a minimum per hour wage, but you are free to earn more based on the trips you take. So at least there's that minimum guaranteed to you. So it's how they spin it, and it's how drivers are eating it up and then putting it out falsely into social media. Number 3, very important point. You work a schedule with AB5. That's what they're telling you, right? You work a schedule with AB5. Again, that is not true. You will still be able to log on and off when you please, right? Under that AB5. So Uber and Lyft are lying to you. Proposition 22 swings the power back into their favor. Power that prior to AB5 led to 60 cents per mile. You know that, right? And you know what? I am not okay with 60 cents per mile. I hope you are not okay with 60 cents per mile. Power that prior to AB5 led to 60 cents a mile upfront pricing that screwed you most of the time. Dollar surge that no matter how often you made money, more often than not, Uber made more. All the changes Uber made was as a result of AB5. If not, things would have remained the same as before or got worse. A favor that historically has been tilted more and more in their pockets and directly out of yours, right? So you guys really need to get into the language of AB5, right? What it stands for, right? And the way they are spinning it. And you got to ask yourself, who funded Proposition 22? They did, right? So do you think they have your interest in mind, or do you think that they have their own company profits in mind? Think about that, right? Who paid for this? Who paid the $110 million, right? Ask yourself, do they have, they're going batting for you, they're going fighting for you, or do they have their own company's interest in mind? I want to go over those 3 points again. It's very, very important that we understand it. Number one, you have to be an employee under AB5. That is not true. You are guaranteed rights of an employee. Uber and Lyft can still give you those rights under AB5, but don't want to. Number two, you earn a minimum wage under AB5. That is not true. Under AB5, you are guaranteed a minimum per hour wage, but are free to earn more based on the trips you take. Number three, you work a schedule with AB5. That is not true. You will still be able to log on and off when you please. So it's how they sold it to you, right? In a fear package, you buy in. A lot of people react to fear, right? A lot of people believe that they would have been out of work at 11:59 p.m. last night, right? And so they have a little bit of wiggle room. They have until 5 p.m. on August the 25th to file written consents to the expedited procedures within the order according to the judge's conditions for staying the preliminary injunction. If they do not do so, the injunction suspension will be lifted at 5 p.m. that day. So our rideshare operations can continue uninterrupted. I'm very happy about that for both Uber and Lyft drivers. It's important that the money comes in. But what is also important is that we understand and clearly understand the language of a proposition, right? And by the way, Uber and Lyft are lying to their workers. Proposition 22 swings the power back into their favor, power that prior to AB5 led to 60 cents a mile, upfront pricing that screwed you most of the time, dollar surge that no matter how often you made money, more often than not, Uber made more. All the changes Uber made was a result of AB5. If not, things would have remained the same as before or got worse. A favor that historically has been tilted more and more in the pockets and into their pockets and directly out of yours, into their pockets, out of your pockets, right? Now, because we pushed for AB5, they had to already offer a better package, right? So that even if they do get the yes on 22, right, it's a result because we fought for AB5. So they were forced to offer you a better package. So no matter how you look at it, right, whether you get the yes or the no in November, the collective fighting of AB5 has made them put a better package on the table for drivers. So should be no whining, no crying about AB5. If it wasn't for AB5, you would not have had this new package that they put on the table, which is better than before. But we can do so much better. We can do so much better. And the only way we do that is by keeping relentless pressure on these companies. Never, ever back off. Fight till the 12th round, till the bell goes. Keep on thumping, keep on bumping, keep on punching, keep on uppercutting, keep on jabbing, right hooks, left hooks, until you win the fight, folks, right? Some fights have been won in the last 20, 30 seconds of a boxing match. You gotta stick in till the bell is rung, right? So it's the way they have sold this lie and misconstrued the language, and that is often the case in propositions that go on the ballot, right? It's how the media would spin yes on 22. But I have just told you 3 major falsehoods, 3 major lies pushed by them. So I would urge you, and I'm going to put the language of this feed underneath this live feed so you can go through it, right? And again, I am not here battling the people that want to vote yes on 22. I'm saying to you, understand before you go and vote on 22 or yes on 22, understand what you're signing off. Don't just swallow the language that they feed you, right? You got to really break it down and understand what's in that proposition, right? I truly believe you are far better off with no on Prop 22. I will be voting no on Prop 22. I will be keeping more and more pressure on for all drivers, whether you go yes or no on 22. I will remain a voice for drivers, and I will always relentlessly push for better conditions, right? So who's in the house? Anonymous Giraffe, St. Mark, Tris, Leo Casamente, Robin Reneth, Baradak Kas, Jamil 714. Jamil says the price of the ride is mute to the driver. The issue was they lowered the compensation to the driver to offset the cost while still getting the government subsidies. Very well said. Baradak says even the riders think the fare is too low. That is true. I've asked many riders and they said, we have no problem paying more. We have no problem paying more, especially, I've spoken to the regular guy, I've spoken to actors, actresses, I've spoken to NBA players. Sure, they can afford more, right? But the regular guy, even the guy getting into an X said, I don't really mind. I'm getting a good service. I don't mind paying more. If you are creating things such as the Uber Pass for $25 a month, discounting, subsidizing, you're driving the price down. Where do they take it from? They take it from the driver, right? To subsidize all of this, right? Otherwise, they would be running up a massive loss. They're running up a massive loss anyway, subsidizing, discounting. The guy and the girl who are smiling every single day, guess who? The passenger, the rider, right? So New Zealand Uber Vicky's in the house. How are we doing in New Zealand? How are we doing? I saw that you had a little, I saw that Trump started a little fight with your prime minister there over the numbers. You can't compare the numbers of New Zealand to the United States. You cannot. I think she's doing a remarkable job. I think she is the role model of the world to follow, right? And those minute numbers in New Zealand compared to this mountain of numbers here in the United States. We need to get on the phone with her and say, hey, how did you do it? Why were you so successful? Can we copy your model, right? That's all I have to say. I'm not going to get into politics, but, that's the way. New Zealand, Uber Vicky says, yeah, she's doing a good job. And yes, she is. I think she's amazing. Anonymous Giraffe says, riders are paying more. I use the new surge all day, every day at 3.5. Right. Okay. So let's go to that. So you are using that multiplier, the surge 3.5 to 5. That's on the high end. I know most of the drivers that I have been interviewing have been using 1.2, 1.5, maximum 2. You're going in at 3.5 to 5. You must be making really, really good money. And guess what? Anonymous Giraffe is correct. They are still accepting that. If they are accepting 3.5 or 5x, right, they're okay with that, right? Then they will certainly be okay with higher rates. And that is where Darren needs to grow some BAALS. He has to stand up for the drivers and increase those rates. That's where Logan Green and John Zimmer need to grow some BALLS and increase the rates. Not subsidize discounts. The investors are sick and tired of that crappy strategy, right? I am sick and tired of that crappy strategy because I don't want to see taxi companies fold. I regard them as our brothers and sisters. I don't want to see shuttle companies fold. I want to see every single driver, whether you're a rideshare driver, a food delivery driver, a taxi driver, a shuttle driver, a bus driver, whatever you are, you should be doing well and sharing that big pie, right? So Again, I guess another big video I will be making is shortly after 5 p.m. on August the 25, because as they release the wording, as they file their written consents, Uber and Lyft, the public, the media gets to see it. It will be in print form. It will be in online form. We can grab that language and make more videos. How did they reply? How did they draft their written consent, right? Robin Rena says drivers do not get 100% of their fees as a tax write-off through TurboTax because of the video that Uber puts out showing how we are supposed to claim deductions, IRS, and sticking triple taxes on some of us. Interesting. Anonymous Giraffe, again, I love that title. It's just so catchy. It really is great. It's a great. I mean, I don't know how you could be, if you're in Africa and you're running through the safari plains and you're a giraffe, the tallest of them all, I don't know how you're going to be anonymous. Everyone sees you with your neck sticking out. So it's sort of like, it's an interesting one. That's all I can say. He says, Torsten, we need to get all drivers to go 3.5 or higher. The 1.2 nonsense needs to stop. I'm on your side. I like your thinking. Collectively, we need to raise the rates. But this is how it sadly works in the real world, Anonymous Giraffe. You and I on the same page as 2.5, 3.55, lift the rates up. They're okay paying with it. Raise the bar, raise the earnings, raise the standard, right, for all drivers. But you will always have the defectors. You will always have those guys who will go out and work for pennies on the dollar, right? They will shortchange us. They will do 1x or 1.2x, right? We need to collectively set a minimum of, let's say, 2.5. If you get the 3.5, good for you. If you get the 5, awesome for you, right? I have seen trips across Orange County to the Inland Empire making more $200-300 because the passenger needed to get, let's say, from John Wayne back there. There was no other way to do it. Wasn't going to jump into a taxi. Accepted the trip. That's half of what. That's half or a third that he paid for his American airline ticket or his JetBlue ticket or his United airline ticket. Right, $200-300 to get back into the valley. 1.5 hour drive. I'm okay with that. So he clicks 3.5 to 5x. You guys got to raise the bar, especially in California. And if you're raising the bar and the riders are taking it, right, accepting your 3.5, your 5, your 2.5, hey, Uber's also making more money. Why should they complain? They're getting 50% or more of your cut. They're not complaining if a rider accepts 2.5, 3.5x or 5x. Mighty Heidi Dream Warriors in the house. How are you? Jamal714 says, Jaws, it's their company. They technically can. Nifty 50s Live says, my income after fees, and that was 71,000. That's good. St. Mark says, Uber will never raise rates for the driver as long as they have an adequate number of drivers to complete the trips. They will take the profits themselves for salaries or expansion. Well, you just explained their formula. That is true. I'm not going to deny it. That's what it is about. But in order for this to work for all three parties, for the states, not just for California, but also for the neighboring states, for the companies, for the workers, you got to have a 15-20% increase in rates and not an Uber pass for $25 a month that discounts it by a further 15. That's working backwards. And it's driving all the competitors out of the market, right? Trish says if we don't, they will keep taking advantage of the drivers. Anonymous Giraffe says, I'm getting 3.5 to 5x every day and getting the short trips of 10-minute rides, $22 at 3.5 and $200 on 80-minute rides. I can drive half the miles on my car and they now make much more. that is so powerful, what you've just explained. If drivers would follow that formula, and I have spoken to several drivers that follow that exact formula, they're making money. You know, you're looking at Thomas Gibson making $2,500 to $3,000 a month using exactly that formula, right? Now, I'm the type of guy, I'm not going to, I don't want to subject myself to COVID-19. I don't want to subject my family to COVID-19. So I'm not, those prices lure me. They really do. The 3.5 and 5X, they lure me. But I'm not going to go out there. That's just me. I'm just giving you my opinion to do 25, 30 trips a day. And I admire the essential workers that are doing it, like Anonymous Giraffe, going out there making bank, right? I have a formula where I stick to my private clients now, right? I stick to my coffee. It keeps me going 24 hours a day. It's part of my formula, right? And I make a lot of money with those private clients and form very unique relationships that that lead to far bigger things, real estate, etc., etc. Joey Driver for you, Idaho, is in the house. Tris says, work smarter, not harder. It's been preaching that from day one. He says, greeting mate from Boise in the house. Not doing the Rideshare, but totally killing it with the pharmaceutical and food deliveries. Very cool. That makes me happy. Alex Bonetti is in the house. Uber needs to open the California app to the rest of America before they start to have problems in all other states. Very smart. I mean, you need to open up those same conditions, because if you don't, right, your legal battles, if I understand Alex Bonetti correctly, are going to rise exponentially, right? So if you're not opening up the app to those same conditions, you are opening up an avalanche of lawsuits from other states. Now, I will make another separate video, not a live stream out of this, but there is an Uber Eats driver. It's big in the news today. He's a programmer. He logged hundreds and thousands of Uber Eats deliveries, and he was showing with his programming skills on, let's say, from his starting point to the restaurant to the house, exactly how many miles he was driving, that Uber was shorting across the board. 30% of those miles were not being paid out. If that is true, folks, that is another massive, massive, massive class action lawsuit. Can you imagine if they can prove, if they can subpoena the records, and they can actually show, according to his programming skills, that Uber Eats delivery drivers are not being paid on 30% of their miles because they fudge here, fudge there, skim a half mile off there. Boy, oh boy, retroactive, all those millions and millions and millions and millions and millions of Uber Eats miles driven by all these drivers multiplied by X. Massive, massive class action lawsuit coming. Mark my words. The next big class action that's also in the pipeline, not just the Uber Eats people, they're going to strike, but also all the top referrers, me being one of them, right? So started a movement there. I see more and more big referrers jumping in and suing for 1.5 million, for 500,000, for $1 million, for 100,000. Their headaches, their problems never, ever end. And that is what the mom and the pop investor who's buying the stock, or Wall Street, or the financial world needs to understand, that Uber's and Lyft's, specifically Uber's problems, will never go away unless the culture changes, unless they are willing to be ethical. Very, very difficult for certain people. Chris Tarneki's in the house. His Torsten was on the other one, and it looks like it wasn't sending my comments through on Rideshare School. Huh. Okay, I apologize for that. I'll look at what's going on in that stream. In fact, I'll end that stream. So I'll be back in that stream, but with the comments. So thank you for the ride. I have 2 streams going. Let me shut that one down. Thank you over there. Boom. And let's bring everyone back into this channel. I appreciate you saying that because I wouldn't have known. So thank you for bringing that to my attention. And Chris, that is crazy, right? 30%. And you out there believing, okay, they're logging all the miles for you. They're being, no, but on this trip they're taking away. On this trip they're shorting you a couple of miles. On this trip they're shorting you a half a mile, and it adds up. And now you go back and look at historically every Uber Eats trip that has been done, every mile that has been driven. If they are shortening or they're shorting those workers out of 30% of those miles, they have a problem, a big one. And I am sure that class action attorneys are all over this program and say, hey, work with us. Show us your data. And I mean, this is not a joke, folks. I mean, let me find this article. Got to find this article for you. Here we go. Programmers say Uber Eats is systematically underpaying their workers. That's the next big one. Buckle up, Tony West. A programmer turned delivery driver discovered that the app isn't accurately accounting for distance traveled. I'll do a separate video on that. If this programmer can deliver the goods, I feel very, very, very sorry for Uber. See?
Contractors trust Next Insurance. Next Insurance, you can save up to 3%.
We're still buffering. Back. Guess who's back? Shady's back. Slim Shady Eminem. Guess who's back? So he said, Anonymous says, I got a clear plastic top, like you put it down on the floor when painting to protect the carpet, and went from ceiling to floor, straight down the back seat, separating driver and passenger. Good for you, dude. Back in session, Jimmy. We're back in session. Thank you for that feedback. Lots of solar flare activity. Joey knows what this is all about, right? Why it's buffering, because of the solar flares. And by the way, I don't know if you're in the California area or Northern California area, but the air outside is atrocious. You're breathing in all this, like the sky outside is like a yellowish color. So all that toxic crap, right? You can run the air filters all day long. Alex Bonetti says, we need your help to force Uber to open the California app to the rest of the United States. I've been pushing for that. I appreciate you saying that. That is a great motivational request to me. I will make another one. Yes, they need to open up the app to the rest of the United States. It is unfair, folks. It is unfair that someone here in California, like Anonymous Giraffe, can set 3.5x, milk it, make a $200 trip. And my friends next door in Arizona and Nevada and Florida and Texas and Colorado and Dakotas and Carolinas and New York and New Jersey, Massachusetts, blah, 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 Utah, New Mexico, blah, 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 Alabama, Georgia cannot do the same. Should be able to set your 3.5x, right? Don't you agree with me? Marwan is in the house. Marwan El Kaizi. I think I shut you down the other day, Marwan. Was that you? The one that got a little cocky? I don't know. Let me know if it was you. Maybe one of my techies was a sympathizer and let you back in. But usually when I shut someone down, they're out. Maybe one of my techies looked at his message again and green-lighted it. Allentown Tony's in the house. Derek A. Tony West putting the kibosh on your YouTube channel. Good. At least I have their attention. Put the kibosh on my channel. Sorry. No. It wasn't you. Sorry. It was a very similar name. I apologize, Marwan. Wasn't you. It was another guy. I know exactly who it was now. He's not here. Javier, my apologies to you, Marwan. I owe you an apology. You told me that for your kind words. Yes. I know who I'm talking to right now. The guy had a very, very similar name. I'm wrong on that one. I own it. Nerds of P. What's up? NOP is in the house. Still waiting on my unemployment money. Pay him the money. He's still waiting. Months and months and months and months later. Thanks. I appreciate you saying that. Come on, guys. Seriously? You haven't paid some of these people out? It's Moose is in the house. I acknowledge you. Samir's in the house. I acknowledge you. Scott Tucker says California fires making Vegas air bad. California apologizes for making your air bad. I want to set a few things straight, right? For a lot of the people that are pushing yes on 22. Yes on 22. So, number one, you have to be an employee under AB5. That is not true. You are guaranteed rights of an employee. Uber and Lyft can still give you those rights under AB5, but don't want to. All right, that's the first thing we got to set straight. Jimmy Safar says, good words, Prof. You're a stand-up man for apologizing to Marwan. Yeah, I had to apologize. I was wrong. I was wrong. He was right. So I own it, right? I mean, that's... Listen, if you're not acting if you're not true to yourself, right? That if you don't have the ability to stand up and say, you know what, I messed up, I screwed up, I confused you with another individual, it's on me, my mistake, not yours. And you will never, ever reach clarity. You will never, ever get to any resolution in life if you want to move in the clouds, in the darkness, right? It's got to be blue skies, got to be sunshine, but to operate in the clouds, to do shady shit, right? Shady stuff, as these guys are doing, pushing these lies. I'm not for that. That's not how I was brought up. Number two, you earn a minimum wage under AB5. That is not true. That is a falsehood that they are pushing. Under AB5, you are guaranteed a minimum per hour wage, but are free to earn more and more based on the trips that you take, right? Got to be clarified. Number three, another one that has to be clarified. You work a schedule with AB5. This is the big one where they all get scared. Oh, I'm not going to work a schedule. I want to have my freedoms taken away. You work a schedule with AB5. That is not true. You will still be able to log on and off when you please on AB5, folks. Got to understand the proposition. Uber and Lyft are lying to you. Proposition 22 swings the power back in their favor, power that prior to AB5 led to 60 cents a mile. Prior AB5, you were paid 60 cents a mile. That's what they were trying. Along comes AB5 and says, no. And now things started getting better. Upfront pricing that screwed you most of the time, dollar surge, that no matter how often you made money, more often than not, Uber made more. All the changes Uber made was a result of AB5. If not, things would have remained the same as before or gotten worse. A favor that historically has been tilted more and more in their pockets and directly out of yours. If it was not for AB5, if it was not for that bill, you would have gone further and further and further and further down. That AB5 proposition that was passed on January the 1st put relentless pressure on them to up their game, right? Couldn't get away with the crap. They had to offer a bigger, better package. This package that they're offering on November the 3rd is much better than it was prior to AB5, but it can still, we still have to push for more. It is still not good enough. Allentown Tony, you're the best. I appreciate you being here. Appreciate your input. I appreciate 11 Yanks. I acknowledge you. Thanks for the videos. You're welcome, my friend. Thank you for being here. Thank you for being present. Thank you for being you, right? Vinny Pergola, miss you too, my friend. Much love to you and the family. Stay safe over there. Everyone, stay healthy, stay safe, right? Let's work together. I want this thing to be a thing of the past, my friends. I never want to hear this word COVID-19 ever again in 2021, right? I mean, we are sick and tired of this frickin' virus ruling our lives. We want to go back to normal. Kids want to go back to the school, right? We want to carry on with our lives. Want to get out there and make money, hustle it. Want to get the economy back on track, right? Want to get those small mom pop businesses up and running again. Prosper in life, Phoenix driver. My regards to Phoenix, Scottsdale, Tempe, all those wonderful hot areas. Thanks for your help when I emailed you. Oh, glad. I hope I got back to you. If not, say, hey, buddy, you didn't get back to me. You owe me a reply, and I'll reply to you. Thank you, my friend. Abstract Echo Jimmy in the house. He says, if Prop 22 passes, can't the government start reinforcing the labor laws that were in place before AB5? A good question. Can they? I'm sure to a degree they can, right? But AB5 is clearly laid out, right? It's clearly laid out. And these are, as I read out here, these are a lot of the falsehoods that they are pushing upon us, right? Convoluting, changing the language, scaring us, scare tactics, fear marketing works pretty well. We definitely respond to fear marketing, right? Oh, we'll switch you off at 11:59. How does that stress you out? Stephen DeLong's in the house. Looks like the Swiss heart. Yes, the safe heart. Mike Algera's in the house. Lyft and Uber, union dues, better pay, and wages floating scale. Amen. Amen. It's Moose says, as written, Prop 22 should be ruled illegal, null and void. Good one. NOP says, Rick Nelson, what happened to me was the state of Colorado cut my benefits from 600 to 200 the last week of July. I went to unemployment office. I was told they believe it was an error, so now waiting for them to fix it. Cool. And we have Rick Nelson in the house. We also have Dennis Torres from Long Beach in the house. He says, hello, Prof. Okay, guys, plain and simple. If Prop 22 passes, Uber and Lyft would do whatever they want with you. That's it. It's their power, right? It's their bill. They back to controlling you. Listen to Dennis. He's got it. He's on the money. He's on the money. Hey, listen, I can't drink. And anybody want a cup? Does anybody need a cup of coffee? This thing's heavy. How many cups do you think we can get out of this? Coffee! Guys, I've had way too much coffee. Need to slow down. Need to drink more aqua. In fact, let me push that away. Javier Marcus in the house, 262. Thank you. Keep fighting. Yes, we will. We'll keep on fighting for you. Boom, boom, boom. Tyson style. Iron Mike. You know how Mike Tyson was a little guy, boy, but he knocked out the biggest. Did you see that fight against Ruddock? Mike Tyson, that little tank. Are you telling me that the little guy can't knock out the big guy? Mike Tyson knocked out people double his size. So we should not be afraid. We should go in with that Mike Tyson mentality. What I like about Mike Tyson, I've met him 3 times. I've met him at the Wild Card in Hollywood. I've met him at the Wild Card gym in Santa Monica. Met him with his trainer, the guy that has, I think, Parkinson's. What's his name? The good old Irish guy. His trainer, who's trained several other fighters, the Klitschko's, James Toney. Gosh, what's his name? Tyson's trainer, late trainer, not Kamada, not the early one that died, but what's this guy's name? I'll get it just now. The owner of the Wild Card gyms. But Tyson's a hell of a character, right? He even I gave him a shirt. I gave him a couple of gloves. He signed everything for me. He had my Ryan when he was a little kid on his, said, dude, I like your energy. And Ryan was sitting on his lap. And Ryan, my little son, says, hey, I've watched your videos. You're a tough guy. And he goes, I like this kid. So I love Mike Tyson. I don't care what anybody, I know that he doesn't have the best past, but man, he's changed into an awesome human being. He's changed his life around, right? And one thing I really enjoyed about Mike Tyson, he said, when he went into fight, he wanted to break your ribs. Hello.
Hey, Thursday,
Good morning, good morning.
Alex, you should call me back in a little bit. I forgot.
No worries. I was just working on wedding stuff.
The box is here. The big box is here.
Oh, the big box.
Yeah, maybe the headers.
It's the headers, it's the camshaft, and it's the Edelbrock twin carburetor.
Oh, really?
Yeah, $900. Remember?
Fuck. Make money. Sell the motherfucking eBay.
I'll sell it on eBay, baby. Absolutely. So here's my question to you. Today and tomorrow, I'm super busy. I'm going to be there very early on Monday because I have a 5 a.m. pickup. So I'm going to come straight to Long Beach. But the question that I had is, don't come in on Sunday. That's your day off, Ruben, because you mentioned Sunday.
Yeah, I was trying to pick advice from silence. Maybe I can do. I'll slip it down to the dash.
No, I'll work with you on Monday. And when is Marvin? Is Marvin coming back?
I don't think so because he never called me back.
Okay.
He called Anna in the website, I guess, on the internet.
Okay.
He said, Anna, how you guys doing? He said, well, I'm fine. She don't say anything else. He said,
okay.
And then
Ruben, what I would do, and this is my opinion as your longtime friend, and invite him back in, sit down with him, and let Nicholas manage him. And you give strict direction because you need a guy. You're losing money right now. You need another good mechanic.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
I'm not too sure it's a good idea or not because they do all day long this shit. You got tired. Sometimes I'd rather go through hard times and myself. I have to wait for somebody else who will show up.
Yeah.
This guy, brother, I had a lot of shit from him. You have no idea how good I have been this guy. I give him money. I give support. All this fucking.
No, I know how good and generous you were with him. I know.
I give a bunch of tools for more than a fucking $6,000 tools. Nobody gives fucking tools.
I agree.
And then this guy, you want me to respect him like a fucking kiss his ass? What the hell? They don't have no idea what means respect.
The idea of respect is a little different to ours. There's no doubt about it. But I think if Nicholas would manage him, right, and he's like the boss over Marvin, I think that would be a good thing. Let
me try.
Try it out. Try it out. Just be open to that idea, because you know what I mean. You got
to try with Nicholas. Yeah, that's a good idea. Sometimes I guess I have to bend a little my ego. It's not the ego. It's just
I listen. I'm on your side, and all I'm asking you is as like I treat you like family because you are family, right? What I'm thinking is getting Nicholas ready for the big wide world to manage that store one day. Give him more responsibility and just sit down with the three of them, or you, Marvin, and Nicholas, and say, listen, Marvin, Nicholas is going to be your manager. You listen to him, right? You and I, we bump heads too often. right? It's just my idea. I was just thinking about this yesterday. And I think if you let if Nicholas screws up with him, then, if Nicholas wants to fire him one day, you fire him, But he's a...
He works. He works. We'll be fine. I don't mind. It's a good idea.
Okay, and then on Monday, we're going to talk to the financing guy, the mortgage guy, to buy the business.
Please do that. Thank you. I would really appreciate it. Thank you very much.
Because the rates, the rate...
Brother, I know you do from heart. I really understand. Thank you for all the advice.
No, I love you, brother.
All the things you do for me is a priceless for me. I have no way to pay for. Someday I will pay some.
No. Our friendship means more.
You look at the way we form. Okay, split apart and well apart, and look at how we will be taking care of each other. That's very nice of you.
Humans have to take, Ruben, humans have to take care of each other, and you keep your allies close and your enemies far. But I just want to say is we need to buy the business and get a good rate, like under 3% locked in, because that'll be less than the mortgage. It'll be less than the rent that you're paying for the whole warehouse.
That would be nice.
Okay. We'll talk to him we'll call him on Monday. I got to go. Okay, I got to run.
Yeah, thank you.
Will do. Okay, thanks, Ruben. Bye-bye.
Good weekend, huh?
You too, buddy. Bye-bye. Sorry about that, folks. Paul Figueroa, can you send me a copy of that banner behind you? Yes, absolutely. Will do, Paul. Will do. Let me just text him. That's Paul Figueroa from San Diego. Amazing guy. Will do. In live feed now. So the guy that I just spoke to is a very, very dear friend and business associate of mine, business partner. Buffering? Are we still buffering or we are on track? Michael D, can we apply for more unemployment if Lyft leaves California? Well, your unemployment will probably run out in December. But the big question is the PUA. Right? Will the PUA be picked up again? Will this $400 a month materialize? They've sort of abandoned that ship right now. They have to readdress it in September. If they readdress it and there's a meeting of the minds, do we get paid retroactively? Right? Remember, this all ended 1st of August, right? So 1st of August till the 20th of August, for 3 weeks, we have not been paid. Thomas in the house. Thank you, my friend. Good. Did you drive today, Thomas? Got a little lifeline there from Uber, right? Because stressing out. I bet a lot of people stressed out yesterday. Bet a lot of people stressed out. So Jimmy's in the house. Mark Roughton, squirrel time. Squirrel time. Chris Sarnecki says there's a huge population out there in your guy. Ruben just has to go through some mechanics to find a good one. Yeah, Chris, I ran 3 or 4 ads. I ran in job ads and Craigslist, on Facebook for a good mechanic, right? We interviewed a couple of mechanics, but he has very high expectations from a mechanic, right? So we'll see. Nathan N says Trump 2020. Nathan, I will allow you to say that once, but if you're coming in here spitting Trump 2020, Trump 2020, Trump 2020, I have to flush you, dude. And the people in this house know what that means. I'll give you one acknowledgement, but if you spam over and over and over again, not good. Okay, you said, okay, my bad. Not a problem. As long as you acknowledge that, we're cool. I'm not going to. Awesome. You stay, right? Nathan stays. But I understand sometimes people say things 3 times so that I see it, and it definitely gets my attention if I see the same wording, my eyes following, trying to hold a conversation with everyone. I see boom, 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 boom. But you acknowledge it. You took ownership. We cool, dude. We're totally cool, right? I'm not gonna. No, dude, you don't have to say Biden 2020. That's not what I'm saying, right? It's not a political channel, right? But if you feel the urge to say Trump 2020, I'm not going to deny you. I'm not going to deny you. But again, we're on the same page. We're cool. It's all good. We good, my friend. And if you want a cup of coffee, I'll pour you a cup of coffee. It's funny. Guy was like, hey, can you send me that banner? Well, that banner happens to be behind me. That's the one that I put there. So, yes, I will send it to him. Mike, do I smoke weed? I've smoked weed a few times. Yeah. Do I smoke it daily like Snoop Dogg or Willie Nelson? No, I don't. But what I do believe in from marijuana, the extract, the oil, the essential oil that comes, the extract, the oil that you get out of weed, out of marijuana, is extremely healing for cancer and for many other illnesses, right? I'm more a believer in that. CBD, thank you. CBD, that's the one I was looking for. And I know guys that are making a fortune in CBD. One guy has a company in Ojai, the other one has a company in Santa Barbara, milking it. One guy has made around $30 million with CBD oil. Major money in that, if you market it correctly. Where do I live? Calabasas, buddy. In the good old Kardashian land. Kardashian. So hit those, not a druggie. Definitely not a druggie. Don't do drugs. Clean. Hit those like buttons if you can. Those like buttons, thank you. Somebody just hit it. We went up to 33. I know we can push it up to 40. We're on 35 already. Thank you. Smash that like button. I love those likes. We're on 36. Thank you. I acknowledge you. I appreciate you. Politics is a mess, correct? Nathan says you got a lot of money. Well, I'm sure you'd like to look into my bank accounts. That's all I can say. Thank you. 40. Thank you. I'm very happy with 40. Very happy. Robin says, but Tommy Chong CBD, he has a video now explaining why CBD doesn't work for some people. Yeah, not for everyone. It's not everyone. Not for everyone. It's all about the dose and delivery. I'm sure it is. NOP says, my mother is a big pot smoker. She uses it for her health to keep her alive. Listen, if it's keeping your mom alive, bless her, bless your mom. I'm happy she's alive. If it's helping her, if it takes away some of her pain, I'm extremely happy for her. Send her my regards. Chris wants a coffee. Let's pour him a coffee. Shh. Coffee time. I'm not getting close. Nathan is keeping his distance. He's being careful. I'll tell Nathan when he's a little too close. Nathan, you don't want to get too close because I've known to swing some hard rights. So just keep your distance. Just keep an arm length distance from me. Chris says, crazy since weed became so available and legal in multiple states, right? In Canada, I get tipped with weed. You seriously, people tip you with weed? Wow. I've had so many requests. People, hey, may I smoke weed in your car? World famous musicians. I will stop. We'll do a marijuana break, and you can smoke right outside. When you're done, we continue the journey. You tell me when to stop. And they seem to respect that, right? So, hey, can we do a weed break? Sure. Couple of puffs, throw it away, back in the car, continue the journey. Trish says we're going off topic slightly off topic with the marijuana, but we're not completely off topic because this is an issue that happens in our car, right? I mean, can't deny it. You've had the people smoking in your car, cigarettes or weed, right? How did you act? What did you do? I mean, it's not like this topic doesn't fit into rideshare. It happens to a lot of drivers. I do, Mark Roughton, that's very well said. He says, Torsten will answer a lot of questions, but draws the line. I do draw the line. It depends how you want to step over that. Allentown says, cream, no sugar. That's it. It's exactly how this is There you see, it's creamy, no sugar. Craziest drug on earth, coffee. Right? Maybe he could extend his services to you. He has about 40 people driving for him. He's a big pharmaceutical. He does tests, like test kits and that. I should hook you two up. So you text me and I'll give you his details. Maybe you guys can work together. And maybe he wants to branch out to Boise. He's very, very wealthy guy. His name's Chris Hainka, 6318, and his name is he makes a lot of money on pharmaceutical deliveries and test kit deliveries and blah, blah, blah. So he may want to expand into Boise. Hit me up. Rick Nelson says he's been ripped weed a few times. Hey, who hasn't? Nathan, I think it's time to cut the topic. He says, why do you love smoking weed? Are you asking me, or are you asking, who are you asking, Nathan? Nathan, let me give you good advice. It's time to shut up. Back off that topic, okay? Because I'll flush you as fast as it will, right? So you're on the line. Don't cross the line. Otherwise, we'll do as Mark Roughton say. If I have 5 people that tell me, hey, flush Nathan, he's flushed. He's out. Just letting you know. NOP says, did you like Biden's speech last night, Professor? Yes, I did. I think it was refreshing, uplifting, and positive. Let those two battle it out. That's all I can say. Let them battle it out. And now you're getting cocky, Nathan. You say on the line is still inbound. No, it's not inbound. You're on the line. You're not inbound. Let me just tell you, you're not inbound anymore. You're on the line. So another little cocky remark, you're over the line and a flush. Let's leave it at that. Louis Power makes vlogs. So if Proposition 22 don't go true, we will get benefits of employees but not have a schedule. You see this, it's good that you ask that, right? It's good. It's good that you ask that, because I'm going to read you these 3 and hopefully that answers your question, right? So a couple of the falsehoods that have I want to introduce you guys to Nathan. I won't read the message that he just said because it's pretty bad. Nathan, meet Nathan. Wet, stinky, steamy. Nathan. Warned you once, warned you twice. That's it, he went straight down. It was a weak turn. Flushed out of my channel for good. I won't even read what the guy said, because he's screaming for attention. He's desperate for attention, and we're not going to give him that attention. Bye-bye. So Caesar says, I've had people ask if they can do drugs in the car, explain that I can't have any possible evidence for sniffer dogs or the like. Good, they respected that. I like that. You set the boundaries. Awesome. So, couple of the falsehoods that need to be clarified and set straight. Number 1, you have to be an employee under AB5. That is not true, right? You are guaranteed the rights of an employee. Uber and Lyft can still give you those rights under AB5, but don't want to, right? Number 2, you earn a minimum wage under AB5. That is not true. Under AB5, you are guaranteed a minimum per hour wage, but are free to earn more based on the trips you wish to take. Number 3 has to be clarified. you work a schedule with AB5. A lot of people say, oh my God, I don't want to work a schedule. I don't want to work the schedule. Not true. You will be able to log on and off when you please, right? Very, very important, those 3 points that they get clarified. Great Car Deals is coming live from Beverly Hills, 90210, California, saying hello to everybody and hope everyone is doing well. What's up? We're doing well, buddy. How are you doing? Hope you're safe. Hope the family's safe. Hope you guys are all healthy and doing great. Mike Alger says, you tried so hard, Eamon, so much drug talk, painkiller that are no, opium. Yep. Great Cardial says, I think Nathan is a made-up name. I think he's an undercover dog for Uber. Well, us dogs sniffed him out, so we must be the sniffer dogs, right? He can't be the real dog. 5 to 5 surge and stop driving for anything less. Look, what I do often is I'll just take a picture of that because I think it's a really good point, right? And then I've taken a picture of that. It's in that feed. I read it, and then I say, okay, well, what's the angle? What's the video angle? What's the story I can build around this 3.5? I have a lot of good ideas, and I'm sure you've contributed a lot of good ideas already, which you have. We're on 49. If I can squeak one more like out, then I'm on 50, right? So yes, it's a brilliant, brilliant idea. But again, what upsets me is that our brothers and sisters right next door in all these other 49 states, even Hawaii, across the waters, are not able to tap into, are not able to even explore that 3.5 or 5. Why is it that someone like you can set 3.5 or 5 and maybe make up to $200 a trip or $300 a trip, and a guy in Hawaii who picks up a person at an airport and brings them to a resort cannot enjoy those same privileges? It's a valid question, right? I think it's a very, very valid question. Yeah, good point. Drive less for more money. I like that. Let me take another picture of that. So you guys can see the good feedback that we're getting here. So it's a great formula to be able to drive less miles on your car, less wear and tear, less gasoline costs, and you're making more money. How are you making more money? By setting it by 3.5 or 5 or 2.5. Some people go as low as 1.2. Don't think you're really making much money on 1.2, but okay. Well, Anonymous Giraffe says 1.2 is useless. Why bother? Well, the bottom line is 1.2 is more than 1, right? And the rider won't even break an eyelid. 1.2 each time. 1.2, you guaranteed that 0.2 more each time. Your formula is, hey, don't drive for the regular 1X. Try out 3.5. 3.5 times. That's 350%, buddy. More. And people do it. The demand is certainly out there, as Jimmy correctly says. Jimmy Safa got that, nailed it on the head. The demand is out there. There are not enough drivers to meet the demand. Nifty 50 says, I do at least 2. Excellent. IQ Boy says, I tested 1.4, no rides for 2 hours, then I shut off. Okay, so 1.4 didn't work out. You might have been in a very, very busy area where people were willing to go 1 or 1.2. But the further you get out into areas where they don't have access that easily, the people will pay 1.4. NOP says, yes, the demand is out there. Here in Denver, Colorado, I check the app every day, and it's screaming for us to come out and drive. True. Anonymous Giraffe says to Jimmy, app should echo, go to your trip settings, and where you choose the car ride type is where you set the multiplier. Correct, and thanks for clarifying, because many people may not have known that. Mark Rowden says, in Vegas, we can't set rates and don't even have surge. You see, that's wrong. That's precisely what I said about 10 minutes ago, is that why is it that a person like Mark Rowden cannot have those same privileges in Vegas? You should, right? Why is it just because we filed AB5, right? And by the way, the people that say, oh, that AB5 is a bunch of nonsense. If AB5, let me say that very, very, very slowly and very clearly to all of these people that are moaning and groaning about AB5. If AB5 was not filed, you guys would not be enjoying the multiplier. You would not be enjoying 3.5. You would not be enjoying 1.2. You would not be enjoying 5x if AB5 was not filed. So I don't want to hear any negativity about AB5. AB5 is making you a lot of money right now, and it'll make you even more in November. Right? I mean, it's true, right? I mean, I'm not making this crap up there. I mean, Anonymous Giraffe is in meeting of the minds with me on that one. You're right with that last statement, right? If it was not for AB5, this gentleman, who I really respect, Anonymous Giraffe, would not be able to set 3.5 or 5. So here, all these people that are, oh, AB5 sucks, and this sucks, and that sucks, and AB5, and stupid politicians. No, if they didn't come out fighting for you, you would not be making the money right now. Thomas Gibson would not be making these type of monies if it wasn't for AB5, right? Would not be making this type of money per week. Come on, folks. Stop denying the fact, right? You would not be making these monies. Look at this. August the 10th to August the 17th last week, 2000, you would not be making these type of monies for AB5. So thank you, AB5. Thank you for the people who brought down AB5. Thank you for the people that implemented AB5. Thank you for all the people that went to Sacramento and fought, myself and others. Thank you to all the people that went to San Francisco headquarters and fought. Thank you for all the people that were on YouTube, bringing in the media, creating the strikes. If it wasn't for you guys, you wouldn't see these damn numbers. So stop the frickin' moaning. Stop the moaning. And go out and understand the true meaning of 22. And don't start spreading those falsehoods. What are those falsehoods? I'm going to tell you again and reiterate what 3 of the biggest falsehoods are that drivers who have no comprehension and no understanding on yes on 22. Number 1, you have to be an employee under AB5. Not true. You are guaranteed rights of an employee. Uber and Lyft can still give you those rights under AB5, but don't want to do so. Number 2, thank you, Thomas. Slap down twice. I appreciate it. Thank you. Number 2, you earn minimum wage under AB5. Not true. Under AB5, you are guaranteed a minimum per hour wage, but are free to earn way more. Ask Thomas Gibson, who says, keep it up, slaps $5 on the table. Ask him, right? So he would absolutely make the minimum per hour if he fell below the minimum, but he is entitled to make so much more. He goes out there, sets his multiplier. How did this multiplier come about? Well, let's think about it for 1 minute. It's because we put the pressure on them on AB5. They try to be semi okay with the law, and they introduce this multiplier. You say, well, then look, you can set your own rates. We're conforming with the law. If it wasn't for AB5, you wouldn't be able to make those big numbers, period. Stop arguing with me. I have people like, you stupid, you don't understand the law. I understand the law. I understand the law. I was at the courthouse this morning having a conversation with the clerk of the court, right? I understand how the schematics how the ins and outs of those courts and the law work. I converse with these people. I learn from these people. You know, if I have questions, I ask them, and they are amazing. They'll help you. They will help you with any misunderstanding. So why not go and consult with an attorney and say, hey, you know what, break down 22 for me. Like, really break down the law for me so that I understand it. Number 2, again, you earn minimum wage under AB5. Not true. Under AB5, you are guaranteed a minimum per hour wage, but are free to earn so much more based on the trips that you take. Number 3, your work schedule with 5. Stop spreading the lies. Mike Nash, is it cool if I call you T-Dog? Yeah, I've been called that name. I mean, my nicknames: T-Dog, Taurus, Taurus the Bull, Tarzan, Thor, T-Bone. Tons of nicknames. Call me whatever you want. William O'Connor. William Connor, not O'Connor. William Connor. Sorry. Thank you, my friend. 5. High five. High five. These are good points. There's a lot of confusion. Yeah, I think so. Let's set the record straight. Let's help push the video out there to set the record straight. It's because it's like a baby, right? If you spoon fed, they'll just eat and eat until they're fat, and then they go to sleep and they're complacent and they're happy. And then you feed them again. Hey, why don't you study what's in that food? Well, a baby can't study it, but why don't you study what's in that bottle? Right? What ingredients, what vitamins, what oils, what supplements, what's in that food? Go and find out instead of, it tastes good. I'm going to swallow this. That's good. It's very good. Scott Tucker, bro. Thank you. Thank you for being a friend, Scott Tucker. I appreciate you. Scott, you need a cup of coffee? I've got a lot of coffee here. Thomas, you need a cup of coffee? William Connor, you need a cup of coffee? Jimmy, do you need a coffee? Mike, you need some coffee? Got a lot of coffee going around here. It's still full. All right, we're on 1 hour 15. I cannot even tell you how hot it is here. Firstly, you've got the heat, right? You've got the air conditioning running, but it's hot. And they've got these lights. I don't know if you guys ever worked under lights, when, you know, you obviously try to sort of try and create this lit atmosphere, but well, all those lights are pounding on you from the side. Dude. Okay, Thomas, I owe you, dude. I owe you big time. Not just a coffee, but a good lunch. Let's either meet in San Diego, LA, or halfway. Let's catch up. And keep on pushing those numbers. I would seriously stick to your formula and keep on going, because your numbers over the last 4 or 5 weeks, off the charts. Off the charts. Coffee time. That's probably exactly how much these big ventis cost, Thomas. Kenneth Holacek in the house. Kenny from the South Bay, I think you sent me a cool message. Hey, it's 65, sun's going down. I remember that yesterday, right? Thank you. Go Donnie. Go Donnie comes in the house. Okay, Hollywood, bright lights in Hollywood. if we could mix, if we could have Go Donnie come right next to me here, mixing Depeche Mode, 80s music, Thomas with his coffee dancing, and we're just all partying on a Friday. Thank God it's Friday. TGF, right? TGF. What are the plans, ladies and gentlemen? What do you have planned for Saturday? What have you planned for Sunday? 108 in Vegas. 108 in Vegas. Holy moly. 84 in New York. 95 in Springdale, Utah. 84 in Bryce Canyon, Utah. I just got a text messages from Anonymous Giraffe. 81 in Malibu, California. 72 where I used to live in Düsseldorf, Germany. 77 just down 20 minutes from here in Santa Monica, California. 93 over in Thousand Oaks. 99 in Palm Springs. 95 right here in Calabasas. 95. Plus the heat of the lights. San Francisco, 81. Okay, so here's the proof. Wow. I just want to say thank you, AB5. Thank you, Anonymous Giraffe. Look at that. 3.4 multiplier. Why, ladies and gentlemen, why Uber and Lyft are you not making that available to Mark Roughton and Scott Tucker in Vegas? Why are you not making this available to the drivers in Honolulu, Hawaii? Why are you not making this available to my brothers in Phoenix and Scottsdale, Arizona? Right? Let's carry on. $29 to $39, 5x for a 13-minute drive. For a 13-minute drive in 6 miles, 5x, $30. Now we're talking, and guess what? It's on UberX, folks. It's not even XL, right? This is on Uber XL. 4.96 rated driver. Now we're talking. Thank you, AB5. For all those people moaning and groaning about AB5, yeah. Really? Really? Seriously? You're crying over AB5? The bull that we've been pushing and pressurizing, and you're crying. I have people pointing the fingers. Oh, it's all because of you. Really? Yeah, it's all because of us. You're right. You're right, it is, my friend. It's all because of us. Stop crying over AB5. Enjoy it while it lasts. Because when they take this away, you're going to say, oh, I wish they'd kept AB5. Yep, that's how it goes in life. Always want it both ways.
Hey there.
How are you, sir? You're doing good. Breaking up a little. Tell the people who I have the privilege of talking to.
Anonymous Giraffe.
Anonymous Giraffe, who just sent me those 2 screenshots. So what you are basically telling the drivers is, because of this AB5, you're able to set what, 3.5 to 5x?
All day, every day.
All day, every day. And are we crying at the end of the day, or are we smiling?
Smiles.
Smiles, or smiles. You see, because he understands it. He's working smart. He's using it to his advantage. Is there any advice you could give California drivers? Just if you just had to think out loud, you're live. So thank you so much for calling in and sharing. What would you share with those California drivers?
The big thing is just to be patient. It does take some time to get the rides, only because of all the drivers who are not doing any surge or 1.2 surge or 1.3 surge. So it does take longer, but I've got my laptop in my car, I've got my tablet, so I work on my computer, I watch movies, I watch other YouTubers. I'm just sitting there enjoying not driving, and then when I get a ride, it's an amazing trip.
It's an amazing trip. So the difference between someone getting impatient after 5 minutes and someone like Anonymous Giraffe is maybe willing to wait 15 minutes. But when he gets the big 15 minutes, what does he catch? He catches a blue marlin instead of a goldfish. Right?
Sometimes, especially Friday nights and Saturday nights, they're back to back after 8 o'clock until 2 in the morning. During the week, it's a little bit slower. You might wait 30 minutes. You might wait 15 minutes. You might wait 20 minutes. But the amount of wear and tear and gas and all the other stuff that you're saving, and the pay far outweighs. I mean, you can take the same trips, the same 15-minute, 13-minute trips, pay $3 to $4 or $5, turn that into $36. So what if you have to wait 15 minutes, 20 minutes?
I agree. I think it's really using the current system to your advantage. And obviously, the pandemic obviously plays a role as well, because there's a lot of drivers are out of the market and the demand is still there. The supply of drivers is lower, so that counts in your favor. But you're following the money. I mean, you're doing the smart thing right now, right? Who knows what happens in 2 months' time, right?
Well, I think that if everybody gets on board, there won't be an option, and it won't matter how many drivers are out, because if all of the drivers do it, just change the rate for Uber, and we don't have to rely on Uber or the government to change anything.
Exactly. So collectively, if everyone was applying that formula and working together as a family, taking care of each other, applying that formula, you all come out winning. But when you have the defectors and you have the people on the other side of the spectrum driving the 1X that are okay with making nothing, right? You mess it up for all. You have a golden opportunity, ladies and gentlemen, to work together using his formula. Do it, right? Do it.
Look, we got AB5 because we all unionized, came together, protested, went downtown, went to LAX, went to Sacramento, everywhere. And this is the same process, the same format. Join together, turn the dirt on, don't settle for less, but on board, the rate will be higher without to wait for the never happening Uber change and bringing those rates up to the old days or higher.
Exactly. I could not have said it better, right? So, folks, we need to learn to work together, and we will earn together. But if they figure out with their fear marketing how to divide us, we fall together. So you got to act in unity, my friends, and you got to follow these type of formulas from pros, because I just showed you the numbers. Those are not lies. Those are real numbers, right? And I've seen like 30, 40 screenshots in a matter of 48 hours where people are saying, hey, look what I've earned, look what I made, look what I made on this trip. It's real. Right, you can, but you have to work in synchronicity all together. I appreciate your call. Thank you so much. I didn't reveal your phone number, but we all know it is Anonymous Giraffe. 1 or 2 people say it's not Anonymous Giraffe. They're claiming it's them. No, it's not. It's the real deal, because I've got his number. I've got his number saved, so I know who it is. And I so appreciate your call, my friend. Thank you. I really appreciate your time.
All right.
You have a good one. Stay safe. Have a great weekend. Bye-bye then. Bye. Thanks for that call. It was an important call, right? It was a very, very important call. IQ boy, isn't that called price fixing? No, it's called exercising your independent contractor rates. Right? Where you are setting your own rates. You're the boss. You're the independent contractor. He could be at 3.5. You could be at 3. It's not price fixing. It's the question, does that rider in that zip code accept your 3X? Does that rider in that zip code accept your 5X? Right? You're the boss. You're the independent contractor. All based on supply and demand. As long as demand is higher than supply, people will pay that. So the market regulates itself. If the supply comes back and the demand is low, people will have to drop the numbers. 1, 1.2, 1.5. But right now, you're the boss. You're the independent contractor setting the rates. Truth Warrior, do it, California drivers. Thank you. All right, my friends. It was a real good call. It was a real good phone call with super good points. And please circulate the video, push it out, tweet it out, Facebook it out, drop it in some of the rooms, because people really need to understand the definition of Proposition 22. People really need to understand that because of AB5, people can set their 3.5 and 5X. And I am not stopping. I am not stopping until I can shout through that bullhorn on every hill, right? Whether it's out in Phoenix, Arizona. Hey, why don't they have the multiplier? Why can't they set their own rates? Whether it's up in the snowy mountains of Colorado, hey, Uber Lyft, why can't these drivers set their own multiplier? Why is it that San Diego, Orange County, Newport Beach, Venice, California, Santa Monica, California, Los Angeles, San Luis Obispo, Monterey, Inland Empire, Riverside, San Bernardino, Thousand Oaks, Malibu, San Francisco, Monterey, Carmel, why is it that those people can set the multiplier? You know why? It's because we fought for AB5 and we got a lot of additional privileges. But we're not done. We're not done. We have more to do in California, but most importantly, we have the duty to help those other people in other states earn those numbers. Fernando. Excellent price. Do it. Inspection first. Why is it that UberX drivers in Boise, in North Carolina, in Tampa, Florida, and Miami, Florida aren't seeing this? Why? Why is it? At 3.4, Mike Nash, go F yourself. Troll boy, I'll slap you. Bye, troll boy. Troll boy. Why is it that, let me just, Mike Nash, look in the mirror. What do you see, Mike Nash? 3.4 fare applied, $114. Yeah, he got flushed. Let's give him a symbolic flushing. Come, he deserves it. Mike Nash. Into the dark sewage pipes he goes. Goodbye, Mike Nash. Goodbye. Goodbye, Mike Nash. Mojo in the house, back again, St. Mark, because Uber and Lyft don't want the taxi cab company or competitors re-emerge. Huh? So, hey, you know what? Discounted, subsidized. Let's sell a lot of those Uber passes for $25 so we can completely destroy the taxi and shuttle industry. That's pretty much how they operate, right? Drive them out. Drive them out of town so that we own that pond. We own that lake, that ocean. Money, money, money. Truth Warrior. Da-da-da-da-da-da. Isn't funny. Yeah, Nathan is one of those stubborn little ones that re-emerges up there. I'll go in the back end and deactivate. I'm giving him timeout after timeout, but he's a stubborn little one. He comes back. All right, folks. 1 hour, 30, 90 minutes in. We covered a lot. We covered a ton, in fact. A lot of good information today, especially from the house, the feedback, the people, the phone call, major contributions from Anonymous Giraffe. You can go to the Albert person. If you're in California, you can go into the settings with your car, set it there, right? My Uber fees have been both 25% and 28%, but with Quest, you can get reduced to 9 or 12 and even less. Tris, you're welcome. Thank you for pushing the clarification on AB5 and Prop 22. Yeah, it's important that we get the truth out there. Ken Z says, okay, thanks. All right, I'm wrapping it up. I want to acknowledge One Little Lamb Bible Study. Very happy to see you here. And really awesome feedback today. I appreciate you guys. If anyone still needs a cup of coffee, we still probably have another 10, 12 cups here. Give me a holler, give me a shout, and let's pour you a nice cup of strong coffee. Thank you, everyone. We have 59 likes. One more, and I have 60, and I'll be out of here. One more, please, if you can. T-Dog, thank you. Chris Yoda, I appreciate you, brother. 60. Muchas gracias. Dankeschön. Bayadanki. Spasiba. Merci. Mille grazie. Thank you. Gracias. Did I leave any languages out? Thank you, my friends. Have a wonderful day. Have an amazing weekend. Party like it's 1999. Stay safe. You know, pour yourself a drink tonight. Make yourself a nice T-bone or a good spaghetti, whatever you're making out there. Go and take a dip in the pool. It's super hot. Go treat yourself. Right? Go treat yourself. Really, honestly, go treat yourself this weekend. God bless you all. You're awesome. I appreciate you. Thank you.